We have breaking news from the nation's capital. Chrystia Freeland has officially resigned from cabinet. As CTV's Colton Praill joins us live from Ottawa with more. Colton.
Yeah, that's right, Bakari. In a statement posted online, simultaneous statement with her and the Prime Minister, we got the news after confirmation this morning that she was expected to resign from cabinet. Important to note, she is staying on as an MP in Toronto, although she did mention that she will not be running in the next federal election. Instead, she has been asked by the Prime Minister to be Canada's new special representative for the Reconstruction of Ukraine. Now, this is a new position similar to a special envoy type position that Canada has created specifically for Chrystia Freeland. We are told from sources close to her that this discussions about a next step for her have been in the works for about a month now, or excuse me, since the summer, really in earnest after Canada Day. Several months now, those discussions have been ongoing. She, of course, was the Transport and Internal Trade Minister and focused primarily on getting those federal trade barriers down by the July 1st deadline, one of the big promises that Mark Carney's government had committed to in the election campaign. But since then, discussions around moving forward into a more international role, something centered around Ukraine while she continues to serve as a member of parliament. Of course, she has a deep connection to Ukraine, not only through her family history, but also through her work as a finance minister and a foreign affairs minister. And this is very in line with what it is that she has been focused on for quite some time. We've heard from a number of people today about the impact of the work that she's been able to do in her time in cabinet, specifically to move forward on that file. So that is the latest on Chrystia Freeland. It does leave holes open in Mr. Carney's cabinet. At this point in time, we do not know who is going to be filling that internal trade and that transport role.
Okay, so also, Colton, what type of reaction have you been hearing from Liberal MPs?
Yeah, it's been interesting to see her colleagues react to this news, especially prior to the official confirmation. Her dear friend James Maloney is another Toronto area MP. He's also the Liberal caucus chair. Spoke very highly of her work in cabinet, her collaboration, her leadership. But he also spoke very highly of her ability to lead on the Ukraine file, specifically highlighting that he'd never seen a prime minister or deputy prime minister be so involved and so directly involved in a topic like he had seen with her. We also saw others, Yvonne Baker, another GTA area MP, speaking about the importance of what she did 9 months ago. It's 9 months to the date that she resigned from Justin Trudeau's cabinet, posted that open letter. That ultimately led to his resignation, to a rebirth for the Liberal Party, Mark Carney coming in, and them being able to form this minority government. Many Liberal MPs crediting her for that step that allowed all of that to continue, for them to remain in government. And so we heard from Yvonne Baker really crediting her for that move, saying it was the right thing to do as well. Across the board, there's positive reception from her Liberal colleagues at this move, and real belief amongst them that she will succeed in this new role for the reconstruction of Ukraine. And of course, that's something that Canada has committed to. Mark Carney has spoke about that when it comes to the coalition of the willing, when it comes to potential financial payments or reparations towards Ukraine when it comes to helping out with the reconstruction. So there's more to be done there and more to be seen in that new role. But certainly there is a feeling on Parliament Hill that this is something that will really fit her expertise when it comes to finance and international relations.
And Colton, what about the timing of this?
It's very interesting, of course. 9 months to the date after everything that went down with Justin Trudeau, but also for the Liberal government when it comes to internal trade. That was such a big focus in the early aspects of this summer, and things have shifted a little bit. Transport is still a big file that's very important, but if you're the Mark Carney government, this does allow you to move potentially a little further away from a cabinet that is as full of Justin Trudeau era ministers if you wanted to. This could allow you to put in someone new, a new face into that role, and shift away from some of the reminders of what the previous Liberal government was. It allows you to change up that front bench if you wanted to in a new session of the House of Commons. It's a different look, a different tone at a time when there is going to be much more focus not just on the Prime Minister, but on his ministers as a whole.
And Colton, as we begin to wrap up, can you just give us a brief overview, recap of Freeland's political tenure?
Yeah, I mean, this is someone who has been there throughout the entirety of the Trudeau era. In fact, elected prior to his win, 2013 until now. So she has been there for quite a long time. She's served in 5 cabinets. She's been the international trade minister. She was crucial in the renegotiation of the NAFTA deal. She was the foreign affairs minister. She was the finance minister, the deputy prime minister for 5 years. You know, this is someone who was absolutely integral to the Justin Trudeau era. She was his right-hand man for quite some time. And so, you know, this is someone who was very, very prominent in that Liberal caucus, in the accomplishments of the Trudeau era, especially, you know, the renegotiation of NAFTA, movement to freeze Russian assets. That's something that human rights advocates were crediting her with today, the $300 billion of Russian assets that were eventually froze. You know, this is someone who really was impactful in some very key decisions when it comes to our relationship with the U.S. and our relationship with Russia and other Western allies. And so while there were many times that she was very controversial in Canadian politics, and certainly that remains the case, you know, looking back on that political career, I think there will be moments that we point to in the coming years as really key for Canada.
Okay, Chrystia Freeland has officially resigned from cabinet, joining us live from Ottawa with the very latest. CTV's Colton Praill.
Anytime.